I'm so glad that you're at video 3 of the Library of Legends. It's brilliant that you're here because this is often the part that a lot of us miss. Most people never get around to reading books. The people that do read and don't remember it, you've been through that now in the teaching about how you can actually retain that information, but the fewest people actually get to the point of living. That's something that I place great emphasis on because it's living that brings realization that makes reading feel impactful, effective, and a productive use of your time. If you're able to start living and testing and experimenting with all of these techniques and methods, then your faith in reading is going to grow so much that you're going to be able to read more than you ever believed. So in this session, I'm going to teach you how to put those pages into practice. Now, obviously, it's going to need you to actually do the work and commit and take responsibility, but I'm going to teach you the method of how you take something that you've read in that book to actually be something that you apply. Sound good? Here we go. I often say I try to read more than I talk, and I really try to live more than I read. When we try and put those two incredible things together, knowledge and learning with living and applying, we can truly become the best versions of ourselves. The first thing I want you to do is identify the challenge that you're going through. I said this back in video 1, and I hope that that's really come through now. What are your big challenges? Is it that you're not effective enough? Is it that your time management's poor? Is it that you want to be more creative and be more expressive? Which of those are you struggling with? And which of my 7 books or books you've read in the past would apply to that? Maybe you've read a book that was really good for time management, but you didn't quite get through it. But now you have a formula through me. You have a method that you can actually apply. Maybe you read a book that was going to help you get more motivation or get more drive and ambition in life. I want you to revisit those books and take them through the journey of lesson 1 and lesson 2 that we've just been through so that you can actually apply the method I've shared to reading those books. I want to make sure that you get the most impact and value out of books that you've already read as well as the ones I'm recommending. Now, there are 4 steps to putting those pages into practice. They are aware, amend, apply, repeat. You can kind of say them as R, like AAAR, right? Aware, amend, apply, repeat. The first thing is making yourself aware of a challenge you have and become really specific about when you experience that challenge. Are you struggling to wake up in the morning? It means that you're aware that your challenge is your morning routine, but also probably your evening routine. Maybe the challenge that you currently have is that you're not doing things you're passionate about. You're now aware that you have a job that you may not be passionate about, but you're also spending your weekends doing things that you don't really want to do. I want you first to become aware of when you're facing that challenge. Once you've done that, the second step is amending it with this new insight, this new tool that you've gained from the book. Now, in video 2, I asked you to write down your 2 to 3 top takeaways from a book. I'll give you an example from the book Thinking Fast and Slow, which is one of my favorite books. 2 of my big takeaways are what Daniel Kahneman calls System 1 and System 2. System 1 is our reactive, impromptu, almost spontaneous reaction to anything that we have in our life. System 2 is our more long-term, thought out, acknowledged approach, which helps us make better decisions. Now, those were my big 2 takeaways. And I was thinking, how do I apply this learning into my daily life? I'm aware of when I face bad decision making. I know that when I'm feeling aggravated, frustrated, tired, disappointed, I can often take that out on other people that I even love around me. So I've become aware of when I face the challenge of System 1. Now, how do I amend it? I now amend it by reminding myself, System 1 isn't always what I most want for the future, even if it gives me what I think I want right now. I know System 2 can help coach System 1. So what I've done is made sure for a whole month, I reminded myself through a message on my phone, through an alert, through post-it notes that were stuck on my refrigerator in the morning, through post-it notes that were stuck above my bed when I woke up that said, think long term, think long term. And I had that everywhere around me for a whole month, that every decision I was now saying that to myself in any moment. So even when I'd get frustrated and I want to react or respond in a way that wouldn't make me happy in the long term, my mind automatically said, think long term. And just building that habit of making that a reflection vision meant in every area of life now, I was thinking long term. Even when it came to brushing my teeth or whatever it was, whether it was big or small, I was now thinking long term about my health, about my money, about my work, and about my passion and mindset. It's as simple as that. Use those takeaways to amend your habit. The third level is to actually apply it, to actually give it a go. If you don't apply something for long enough, you don't know if it works. If you apply it for a day, what would you learn? If you apply it once a day for a week, you'll learn a bit. But if you apply it for 30 days, science shows that experiments that last for 30 to 60 days can become real habits. I want you to take those 2 takeaways and think of things that will help you remind you, like Post-it notes, or people that you share with or you're doing the same task and challenge with. So I've spoken to you a little bit about how reminders can help you actually put those pages into practice. Those reminders can come from Post-it notes, messages and alerts on your phone, or even real people who are walking through the same world with you. Another way to put those pages into practice is actually to come up with a daily ritual, practice, or habit that helps you do that. You may have just read a book on well-being and now you're putting 5 minutes aside every morning for meditation or mindfulness. You may have read that it's good to exercise. Again, you're putting 10 minutes aside to do a bit of exercise in the morning or in the evening before you go to sleep. It's when you can turn a good piece of advice into a practical step. You may quickly call up a personal trainer to get a little bit of advice. You may ask your friends on social media or Facebook who already practice that. That's a great way of making those pages turn into a practice. And the third way that you can really put those pages into practice is to teach them. The more you share what you're learning, the more you'll remember it and feel like you want to live up to it as well. If you're learning stories, statistics, and strategies, lessons 1, 2, and 3, and those takeaways from the reading canvas, and you're sharing them with other people, you're going to remember those insights and feel a responsibility to commit to actually living them. This is how you practice: aware, amend, apply, and then repeat. You're going to have to try these experiments every 30 days to create them into real habits that work for you. The first month may not work out, the second month may not, the third time lucky. The more you experiment and test, the more you'll be able to really apply and put those pages into practice. I can't wait for you to try these out. I'm so happy that you've committed and taken the responsibility in your journey to see these 3 videos. You've joined the Library of Legends, and this is how you take your library into feeling and becoming a legend yourself. Make your library transform your life by taking it through these 3 stages. Remember, you may want to watch these videos again or go back to them when you get back into bad habits. We all know that after driving for some years, we all pick up some bad habits along the way. In reading, we do exactly the same. Feel free to revisit these videos and see how you can read again through a new lens and a fresh perspective. Thank you so much for being part of the Library of Legends Toolkit, and I really hope that this has helped you transform the way you read, but most importantly, transform the way you live. Thank you so much.